ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the CD Racoola Show. Today, we're taking a look at the 2024 film, Terrifier 3. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't even know where to start with this movie. It's a lot. A lot. I mean, people were throwing up in the theaters. Let's get this straight. I am a blood-sucking vampire. I bite people and drain them dry for a living. And this was an obscene amount of gore, even for me. Definitely not a film to bring the kiddies to. In fact, as a 600-year-old vampire, I don't even think I'm mature enough to watch this bad boy. I actually did episodes on both of the previous Terrifier films, if you want to check those out. And I thought those films had their fair share of blood, to be honest. But this film was on a whole nother level, baby. The thing is that if you create a horror film franchise, you need to have some kind of niche. And the niche for old Art the Clown and the Terrifier franchise is extreme violence and gore. Key word here being extreme. When we last left Art the Clown, he had his head chopped off by Sienna Shaw in Terrifier 2. Then we saw his head, basically get birthed in the insane asylum by Victoria. Victoria plays a bigger role in this film, and they continue with the magical elements in that she is possessed by some sort of demon. And also that Art the Clown is some kind of demon as well. I think we could figure that out, though. The little girl, the little pale girl, is no longer in the picture. It's like whatever had possessed her now is in Victoria. The same glowing eyes, or in Victoria's case, her eye. She only has one eye. So once Art and his head were reunited, him and Victoria went into an old abandoned house. Isn't that sweet? And basically went into a sort of hibernation stage. I don't really know why or how they did this, with Art simply just sitting down in a rocking chair, and Victoria slitting her wrist in the bathtub. Victoria's look in this film was just so sweet, by the way. Once they wake up and kill those construction workers, that is where the fun begins for old Artie. There he goes, killing again. He uses a chainsaw. Actually, he sticks that up some dude's butt and cuts him in half. And that's not the first time we have seen Art the Clown cut someone in half, hot dog style, if you know what I mean. He also uses some kind of liquid nitrogen gun, then bashes their bodies to pieces like they're made of glass or something. Oh, by the way, he used that on Santa and stole his clothes. He also uses a plain old gun. He pulls it out and just starts shooting. Oh, he blows up little kids while posing as a mall Santa Claus. He then pounds a tube into Sienna's sister's mouth and forces rocks down her throat with a blowtorch. That was probably the most disturbing of all. Oh, he chops a family up with an axe, and then plasters a guy on the wall and uses his head and innards to decorate a Christmas tree. Needless to say, Art the Clown isn't the nicest guy in the world, but boy does he have a pretty smile. A smile that can light up a room, if you will. The strange part of this film to me was the giant hole or gateway to hell at the end with Sienna's niece Gabby falling in the pit with the mythical sword. That seems to be the only thing that can hurt Art. Art escapes on a bus of all things. Remember the bus? If you haven't seen it, he does. He definitely leaves the door open for a Terrifier 4 film. And guess what? It's in the works, baby. There will be a Terrifier 4. Oh boy, I'm nervous to think of what the creator of the Terrifier, Damien Leone, has up his sleeves for us for Terrifier 4. One of the things I love about this franchise is it jumps around from some comedic moments, it does have some comedy, to once again that extreme violence and gore that we're used to with the Terrifier. It makes for a wild start or a wild ride rather, from start to finish. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing the return of actors David Howard Thornton, whom of course plays the man Art the Clown himself, and Lauren Lavura as Sienna Shaw. They are turning out to be quite the rivalry, kind of a Batman vs. Joker kind of deal, you know, with Art being the Joker, clearly. It's lots of fun. I have heard sadly that this next installment of the Terrifier franchise is said to be the last one. Oh dear. But you never know with Art. He has a tendency to rise from the dead on occasion. This franchise is here to stay and seems to get a little more complex each and every time, and has just enough of a story in between the scenes of the clown's crazy murder sprees to keep our interest peaked. So yes, I'm excited for Art to gross us out with more shock value in Terrifier 4. I think I have to give it decently high marks on the old scarometer. Keep in mind the scarometer, it's not the gorometer, right? If it was the gorometer, then it would be at the tippy-toppy, baby. I mean, what movie is more gory than this one? Leave me a comment if you think you have one. I, for one, can't imagine a movie being more gory than this one. Thank you for joining me here on the CD Racoola Show. And if you could wipe the blood off your hands and the spittle from your mouth, I sometimes have a little spittle, and hit the subscribe button, I would be most obliged to you. Please join me here next episode on the show when I take a look at the 2009 film Jennifer's Body. So till next time, my little bloodbags out there in YouTube land, if you hear something on your roof this Christmas Eve, it may just be Santa Claus, old Saint Nick, there to deliver you some prezzies under your trees or whatever. Or it may just be old Artie the Clown, there to deliver an axe to your face. Ta-ta, my dears, ta-ta.